Welcome to another exciting episode of Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy. And why am I wearing my hat in the house? Isn't that bad luck? We got the Whatnot hat. We got the mini pearl tag going on over here. It is a bright day out there. You see the nice blooming flowers as well, which my allergies don't really care for. It is a little misty out there though, a 50% chance of rain. And we are on our way over to Madison, Bouckville for the spring show. It is a lot smaller than the summer show or the fall show, but it has been getting larger and larger as the years go on. So this is always the first weekend in June. Then third week in August, they have a big show as well. You definitely want to go to that. We've got the bag over here, trusty little bag. I actually love this bag. I got this for free for buying stuff out at Madison, Bouckville about 3 years ago. I carry it with me everywhere. They actually had a few of them, and I wish I had taken another one. They would have let me, obviously. I would have bought something else and got another free bag. Not holding out great hope for today. A couple of different reasons. Number one, the rain. That does keep a lot of vendors away. And the fact that I deal in paper. Paper and water do not mix. However, hope to have a really good haul video. Hope to have a whole bunch of pictures from the show as well for you. And we'll show you the great treasures that we got. So it's about a 2 hour and 15-minute drive for me. I do that a couple of times a year to head on over there. Also, one dealer did text me, asked me if I was going there, said he's got a bunch of stuff for me, magazines that he's been selling me for years, and he said, I'm just going to sell you the rest of them. All right, so I've got a little money in my pocket for him as well. So we'll hit you over on the flip side, and we'll see what we ended up picking up. And we're back. You are going to see at the end with the show footage, it ended up being not quite a monsoon, but whatever the category is below a monsoon. People were shutting down early afternoon, ended up not getting a lot of stuff. Going to be a short haul video here on this end over here. I ended up spending $481 on merchandise to resell. Basically only bought from about 5 dealers, 6 dealers. A lot of dealers had everything covered up. Ended up talking to one dealer that I always buy from. Ended up hiding out in his area there underneath his tent during the rain. That ended up costing me a fair amount of money, which you're going to find out why a little bit later. Did buy from him this over here, New York, the Wonder City. Generally, I stay away from New York City things, but if you look at that, that is just beautiful Art Deco. I don't know, he charged me $1 or so on that over there. List Art Deco, you will end up selling that. He also had this. In fact, 90% of everything I bought was from him today. Music Trade Journal. Picked this up because it's 1880. Again, there's not a lot of these things out there. Got great ads in here for the old organs and the like. A couple of bucks on this over here, 1880. Can't argue with that. Did pick this up, talking about old. Picked this up as well. It is German, unfortunately. It is Martin Luther. But it is 1816 or 1817, something rather like that. And I wanted to put this up only because on the East Coast, now you're watching this, you're sitting on the West Coast, you say, we never find anything that old. Yeah, we find things like that all the time up over here from that age. Did get this. I just thought this was an awesome cover. Now, the person had it marked $15 inside, but I don't think that was their price because I made a small pile of stuff and they charged me $15 total. But how cool is that cover right over there? And inside are lots and lots of train things. So I probably got $5 into this, something or other like that. I thought it was a really cool catalog. I got this from the first dealer, the dealer that I bought a lot of stuff from. We always talk Victory, V for Victory. This is going to be World War II. Awesome labels here. Just a great item over here. Tells you how to can your food. Look at that. How awesome is that? So this will definitely sell fairly quickly. I paid $1 or $2. It'll sell 25 bucks. Listed in the Collectibles Militaria World War II home front area. And that will sell for you very quickly. Picked these up over here. 2 postcards. And you look on the back, they are both signed by the person. This one here is signed by Jack Dempsey. Well, the guy looked at it and he goes, is this a real autograph? I go, oh yeah, it's real. He charged me a couple of bucks for it. Cool Jack Dempsey autograph and a circus guy autograph. Do look on these postcards. What would happen is Jack Dempsey had a restaurant in New York City. This was the famous painting up on the wall. If he was in that day when you were there, he would sign the postcard for you. So, gonna keep this one for now. I'll sell it at some point. Cool to get a real Jack Dempsey autograph. as well. I ended up buying this from him as well. That Girl. I don't know how many of you remember Marla Thomas, I believe it is, and That Girl. Old coloring books do sell. Has a little bit of coloring, but not too bad overall. One of those things, just a neat little item that will definitely sell. A different person actually had for $20 a lot of beer stuff. And this over here, there are a bunch of different years, the Beer Wholesalers Association and some other beer stuff. $20. A lot of great ads in here as well. List of all the various people that could sell the beer, distributors and all that stuff. Heck, for that price, you cannot go wrong in a box like that. Did buy this over here. There are 4 of them in here. They wanted $5 for all. They were giveaways back in the day, but back in the day was 1874. So these are Shakespeare giveaways for some kind of a quack medicine, herbal remedy kind of deal. $5 for all of them. You cannot go wrong at that 1874. A few more items over here. So the gentleman that I spent the time hiding out from the rain had some stereo views. He had a box of them. He goes, I don't know if you saw these or not. I go, oh, cool, stereo views. He goes, yeah, there's 560 of them in here. I said, all right, how much? He goes, what? I go, how much? He goes, $160? I said, sold. So I picked up 560 stereo views for $160 because I know that I can definitely make money off of those. So I ended up buying those. He also had, and this flies in the face of what we've said many times. I bought, indeed I did, National Geographic magazine, Stop the Presses. March 1908. He had a box. 1907, 1906, 1908, 1909. Look those up online and see what they go for. Yep. Now you see. I said, what do you want for them? And he said, I wanted to sell the whole box. I said, how much? He goes, I want to get $100 out of it. I said, sold. $40, $60, $70 a magazine on these. These are difficult to find these early years. I didn't even count them. I just said sold. I got home, there were 50 of them in there. I paid $2 a piece. That is one of the better deals that I picked up over the last several years. Now, while I was sitting there in the rain, or avoiding the rain, the gentleman that I bought a lot of stuff from had a partner that it was, sharing the tent with them. I was kind of walking around and I said, oh, that's cool. What is this? Well, the guy had a whole bunch of stuff from the Nixon inauguration. He goes, I want $100. I got some room. $75. This is a Christmas card. Believe it or not, this is a Christmas card sent out by the White House. How cool is that? He goes, oh yeah, he goes, that sells for about $40. I go, oh cool. Well, giving him $75 for the whole box. Neat thing over here, who doesn't want a Henry Kissinger Christmas card? And you got another one in here, another Nixon Christmas card, a bunch of stuff from the inauguration, including napkins and the like. Good deal, make money. $481 spent on stuff for the business. While I was walking around the guy's booth, while it was raining outside, they say that art speaks to you. And I got spoken to. And I saw this right here. And for whatever reason, it is heavy as anything. It is brass. It is signed on the back as well. Carol Gold is her name. Sculptor. He had one of those things for sale kind of price showing a quote on it. And the quote price was $1,600. He had a price tag on this for $650. I said, that is really nice. I said, I really like this. We talked about it for a few minutes. He goes, I got some room, $400. I said, that's going to be sitting in the Papergoy house. So it is sitting in the house, and really, really like the item. Pretty neat item. Just goes to show you never know what you are going to find when you're out at a sale. And if you had told me this morning I enjoy artwork. I have never enjoyed a sculpture before. This is the first sculpture that's ever talked to me. You hear it. It's talking to me. And it's absolutely, I absolutely love this item right over here. So sometimes you just never know what you're going to find at the sales. Stay tuned for some footage right from the show. Unfortunately, Mrs. Papergoy couldn't go. She didn't really want to be standing in the monsoon. So it's not as good camera work as usual. But do check out the show at the end, and we will see you next video. And here we are at the show, and as you can see, it is a gloomy day as we get here. Not a lot of cars here either. We are out in the middle of a field right over here, and it's just hardly anybody here, as you can see. And again, it's all because of the weather. Now, the spring show does have fewer people. Normally, there would be tents all throughout there, but just in general, I mean, just a lazy day over here, gloomy. And this was one of the lucky times here where I was videoing when it wasn't raining. And you got a couple of tents here, 3 tents out here in the middle of nowhere. Not a lot going on whatsoever. I ended up doing well because of buys off of 1 or 2 dealers, but overall just tough. You had to be very careful. Like that person's got glassware out in front and all that. You had to be very careful what you put out because again, if you do paper. And I'm just showing you just how few dealers there were here because of the weather. You can see the puddles, you can see the rain, you can see people with the umbrellas. You can just see everything going on right there. You see a big golf sign. I think you've seen that in prior videos as well. Yep, dealers were already shut up, as a matter of fact, just because of the weather. Just a brutal day overall. And that's one of the problems. If you are going to go, I would not go to the spring show unless you live somewhat nearby. If you were to go to the show in August, 3rd week of August, I would make sure that I had multiple days. Because again, you get a day like this, and as you can see, the picking's tough. The picking is tough. There the water is coming on into the cup, into the the glasses and all that kind of stuff. Just crazy. Now these gentlemen here were nice enough to allow me to sit in their booth during the rainstorm, and you see all the interesting things they have. A lot of paper, things like that, maps and more. So we kind of did an in-depth view over here of what they had, just because I'm here and I'm like, I might as well shoot some video. Those religious books, I did tell them if they didn't sell next time, I would definitely come by and buy them. I didn't really need them, but if the price is right, we would do that, and so on. And right there you see the sculpture that I ended up buying. It just really caught my eye with that sculpture right over there. That was the sculpture that we ended up buying, and that was just because I had extra time here in the tent, and I was like, well, let me walk around. And it was the kind of thing I would not look at twice. So if you do find yourself in a situation like this, take extra time to look, because again, you're going to see things that you didn't expect, because we're always in such a hurry to get by places. I mean, look at those puddles, the lack of cars. Just happens. It just happens. I feel bad for the dealers who have to make their living doing this. If I went here and I didn't pick anything, I'd still be fine. They've got to set up and sell stuff, and just a bleak, dreary day. So did end up doing well. Wish I could show you some better video. I will in the August show. So hit the like button, and we'll see you next video. Take care. Bye-bye.